All right, welcome everybody. We have a video series we're going to start now. People have asked about it. I planned on doing it regardless before people were asking about it because I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea. I did kind of want to wait until the season started to get some, fresh data within keeping in mind video wise and everything, what we were doing at hand. But since Chris, who's joining me, Chris Johnson, one of our coaches, as everybody knows, we were kind of going over some things with him. I don't know, a week or so ago, and he had showed me some data off the aim because I sent him some of my lap data, and we have some video from that as well. And I thought, man, this is great. It'll be perfect to be able to lay this out to break down a corner, and that's what this whole playlist series is going to be called, is breaking the corner down. So basically, the one we have for you today is going to be turn 13. And I'll let Chris kind of explain and set things up, kind of from the beginning and why, where I kind of pointed out to him a little bit, and then he can kind of take over from there, he can just kind of explain that stuff, go through it. But yeah, we're going to show you, the line that I run, which is, there's different types of lines to run. And Chris, you kind of comment on the line that you run, which is good for a certain scenario. But in general, race line or a good track day line or whatever, it's going to be more towards what, the line I'm running. So we'll just go through that. So yeah, we're breaking down 13, and we're kind of showing you there's other ways to not run the line correctly, but this is a kind of a breakdown to show you with the data and the video. And Chris knows his aim data pretty decent, better than I do, to kind of show you what the sparse difference is between the line that he was running and the line that I ran, and where those gains and losses are and stuff. So I'll let Chris take over. Chris, just tell me when you're going to go to the screen share. That way I can switch the camera over.
Yeah, sure. I should be on screen share now.
Okay, let me get it over there. Here we go.
Yep. So as you said, just to set this up, so the line that I run into turn 13 is a very defensive line. It's a very tight inside line. And I've pretty much always run this line, but there's a lot of downsides to it, which we'll see here in the video. So I'm going to start by showing you what it looks like as I'm following Ryan on his Ducati V4, my traditional line versus where he is. And just keep in mind, he's exaggerating the line a little because he's showing me how to stay out to the left. So I'll go ahead and play the video, and then we'll pick back up. So you can see here I cut straight across from 12 right to the grass, and then I'm only picking up the throttle significantly later than Ryan does. So I'll just go back and show it one more time, Ryan.
Yep.
So leading down into 12 here, I kind of a little wide on the apex, but I drive down inside. Ryan stays way out to the left there, and he's back on the throttle before I'm at my slowest point. He's already back on his throttle.
Let's run it back and then kind of hit play when I'm starting to make my tip-in point. Or, pause it at there so we can kind of get a little bit better visual.
Pause at your tip-in? Okay.
Yep.
Pause it, tip-in. All right, so here's 12 tip-in, standing it up, and there. You're right behind my...
That's all right.
Yeah, you're just popping out from behind my...
Yeah, so you can kind of see where I'm at, and if we back it up just a smidge there to where, I'm out of the view of your aim. The aim is out of view. Back it up just a smidge, just to kind of see where I'm running over, because you can kind of see that patch.
Oh, man. Sorry, it's hard to scroll on Windows.
So you can kind of see where that patch is, where I'm running over kind of, I don't know, maybe about a foot from the inside of that patch there, and then shooting kind of straight. And the other thing is, you kind of see I get that. I square it up, get it done, and can get the bike. And like you said, picking up on the throttle a lot sooner.
So yeah,
Also,
I'll try to catch your throttle point. So you're at your slowest point right about there, and you're on the throttle now.
well, no, keep going a little bit more.
Yeah,
Keep
like
going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Now I'm starting to pick the throttle up after
yeah,
I've hit
you can
that.
see that you stood. Yeah, you can
Yeah.
see that you sat up. And I'm still not picked up. I'm up. I'm on it now.
Maybe a little later because that was still that was kind of like where I was picking the throttle up. And if we go, which you'll show them the graph and stuff, but I'll let you take over that. I'll shut
Yeah.
up for a minute.
No, you're good. Yeah, so let's jump to the graph then. So I'll go ahead and get rid of the video. So here we've got aim solo data. The turn 12 is.
So before you
Oh
start
yeah.
getting into it, what are we looking at? There's three. We got looks like three different graphs. Okay, what are
Yep.
we looking at in the top left graph here? Do you have
Yeah. So
wherever your cursor is? Yep.
Yep. Top left is GPS speed over distance. So the line moves as the bike moves across. It's the GPS speed at a given point on the track. And then below it is a time comparison. So you've got the red line, which we're going to do red for Ducati and blue for Suzuki. So the red line is the standard. That's the Ducati line, which was a 110 flat pretty much. And then the blue line is the Suzuki. When the line goes down, it gains time. When it goes up, it loses time. Yeah, I got that right, don't I?
So in the graph that's on the bottom, well, not the far bottom, the green squigglies, but the one that's right underneath the one you're at now.
Yeah.
So the red line is flat. That's like the base
That's
time.
your reference line.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
That's your reference line.
And
yeah,
you're using the Ducati in that scenario right there as the reference?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the Ducati is the reference. So as the blue line decreases, I lose time to you. As the blue line goes back up, I gain time. So then I want to show the map over here on the right-hand side. So here you see very exaggerated. This is turn 13, so I'll back out so you guys can see the track. So this is the whole track, right? So turn 12 back here in the corner. Again, red line is Ducati, blue line is Suzuki, and you can see how I run in super tight. And I'll put the map view. This is kind of a little bit off, but it gives you a good visual. So the apex of 12 is back here. I run tight into the grass while Ryan opens it up off of 12. And then he apexes a lot earlier. And again, this isn't perfect because the map doesn't line up. But then if we go to the GPS speed, you can see apex of 12. And then we're both back on the gas between 12 and 13. These aren't lined up. Sorry.
It's all right.
August 24th.
Technical difficulties, folks, but we'll get through it.
I must have bumped it. All right, so there's the Ducati. And then June 10-2. All right, here we go. So then get our colors right. So we are going blue for Suzuki, red for Ducati. All right. That's better. So now, again, you can see very exaggerated as we both go down into 13. I happen to be carrying a little more speed here, but as soon as I go into as soon as I get to the inside, you stop slowing down. You're now on the throttle, and so your slowest speed is 43 miles an hour. I continue to slow after you start accelerating, and then I hit a low of 39 miles an hour, and you start rolling away. By the time that I'm at my slowest point, you're already at almost 50 miles an hour. You're at 47.
And you're at 39.
39 for my slow
Okay,
point,
so we
which
got
as you
a speed difference of what, 8 mile an hour, 7 mile an hour,
yeah,
something like that, whatever it is. And as
yep.
you can see, the reason for this and why we want to show this is, so if you can, you zoom in on the graph on the right, the one you're on right now.
Track map, yep.
Yep, track map. Because he ran that tighter line, he has to slow down quite a bit more in order to turn the bike to make the corner. Because if he was carrying the same speed, then he would run wide. So where he is at his slow speed is slower than me because of that. He is at a point where he has to actually slow the bike down a lot more to get it turned to make the corner and not run wide. If he was carrying the same corner speed as I was at his point, then he would be running off the track on exit because he's just you just can't do that. You know, you're coming in at a tighter point, and as you can see when you're squaring it off, then I carry that out smoother. I get on the gas, it makes that exit more of a straight line out.
Yep. So so now I'll put on a lap where I resolve it. So obviously, you and I spent a ton of time. You pulled me around, weekend after weekend trying to clean that up. Um, I've got pictures of you and I with me still having the bike turned at a much higher lean angle, and that's another part too. Is running the line that I run, I have to run a way higher lean angle than you do.
Correct, because you have to where you're slow, where you're apexing the corner is too late. Which the only way to not run wide is to add more lean angle at a slow. You have to slow down to a slower speed, add a little bit more lean angle in order to make that corner to make the exit not run you wide.
Exactly. So now we go to where I've resolved it, and I'm running an open line. And I'll let you talk through this if you'd like.
Oh, you're good. Go ahead. You do your. You can talk it through there, man.
All right, so rolling down into 12, roll into the apex, and I'm still not all the way to the left here. I'm more mid-track. A lot of guys say to aim for the road sign, which I don't know if we can see here based on the um, resolution, but it's somewhere over in here between the two poles. I tip in and get to my slow point a little faster and get on the gas a lot sooner. The only advantage to my what we were calling, the bad line, the only advantage to that line is when you're trying to be defensive. If you open this up too much, which a lot of people do, if you open this too much up to the left, somebody can come down the inside. And for me, that's a really comfortable pass because I spend so much time running it straight up against the grass. I make that pass all the time. But then if you have somebody behind you and you want to be more defensive, you can run that inside line.
Yep.
So here we've got it opened up a bit, on the throttle a lot sooner. And then if I jump back to the aim data, I can show where I've changed it. September 21st. So I'll get rid of my well, we'll do all three together. So I'll do in green. I don't know if it's very visible here. Is green working?
Yeah, it seems to me like it.
You can see it.
Yeah.
Yep. So here you can see again, Ryan is red. Ryan's Ducati is red. My green line is my resolved line where I'm opening it up. Um, I get to my slow point pretty close the same as you, and I'm actually a lot closer as far as speed goes. So my slow point here is 43 miles per hour. Your slow point is 43 as well. I get to my slow point a little sooner, so I could have gone a little deeper in there. Um, but that you can see the dramatic difference between the green and the blue. And then again on the track map, you can see where I'm quite a bit more left here on the uh they're not overlaid properly, but if they were overlaid properly, you'd see I was more left on that one.
But I mean, it kind of is a little bit here. Like if you scroll into the exit, right? Go or zoom into the exit there.
Yeah.
You can see. Go back a little bit or up a little bit, please. And then zoom in a little bit more. Okay, up a little bit so we can see where the. Yep, there you go. So we can already see where Chris here before. You can see how his line is running a little bit wide there. And he's going to have to wait to get on the gas. And his green line is running a little bit more to mine. So he's going to pick up the gas. His is going to be probably a little bit later than I am, which it kind of shows that a little bit. I mean, it's pretty close. But you can still see. And what does this mean for everybody? Okay, so basically, I mean, even in a track day, you're behind somebody, to get your better drive out of the corner is obviously going to mean a faster top speed, right? Because like top speed, it could be, yes, there's a faster bike than you, but more times than not, even on my 660, I'll exit that corner on the throttle harder while someone on it could be a Gixxer 750 or a leader bike or whatever, and I'm pulling up beside them. By the time we kind of get close to the tower, the start finish line, I mean the horsepower starts to motor on after that, but still, like, if there shouldn't be a reason why I'm able to meet next to them side by side at that point, unless they're not running that line correctly, or they're not getting that drive off the corner because maybe they entered it a little bit tight or whatever it is. It's all because you can't just open that gas up and all the way open. I mean, and that's why we talk about in the even in the novice thing, it's like slow in, fast out. We want to keep some roll speed, obviously, and stuff, but that slow in lets you get the bike to the apex and turned and get to where you want to go, and then get on the gas as soon as possible, because the first one on the gas is the first one that's going to be going down the track. If you have the exact same bike and we put these lines side by side, the bike that did the line that's similar to mine that can get on the gas sooner is already picking up 5 mile an hour, 6 mile an hour. They're on the gas while the other guy is still off the gas trying to make that corner. And then they can't get on the gas as soon because they're going to run wide. So if they were trying to get on the gas the same time, they're going to run off the left side of the track. So they have to keep the gas off, make the corner completely until they can get a point where they can actually get on the gas fully.
Absolutely.
Any input there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm all good, man.
All right. We'll go ahead and let's play the video back one more time. The both of them. The first one was just so everybody can see again that comparison. I mean, you can, if you want to run your kind of fixed line, it don't matter if you want to run your fixed line first or not, whatever you want to do.
It's okay. We'll run fixed line first. All right. So coming down into 12. You can see here how much further left I am. I'm not right up against the grass. Normally when I'm running that inside line, I'm practically knee over the grass here. Which again is fine for defense, not so much for running fast laps. And even there, this
You can see that you're not really clipping that apex until like almost the end of the candy stripes.
Yeah, I could really be a lot tighter here and try to get knee over. I mean, when you watch you come through here on your 660 especially, you're sucking in and coming right over the candy stripe with your knee.
And then by, midway through or whatever it is, and then by the time we get to the end, I'm out. I'm already out. I'm on the gas and driving out before kind of the candy stripes even end.
Yep.
Where you're still a little bit off the gas trying to make that corner so you can make the not run wide on exit there.
Exactly.
But it's much better than it was, that's for sure.
Yeah. So let's watch what it was. 725.
And let it play through to the drive out just to see, you kind of see where the difference in exit is, how much time is gained there. I mean, we have the graph to visually represent that, but, I mean, you can kind of see that gap just visually here. There you go.
Little wheelie.
Yeah. Thing's a beast. Still learning to ride it.
Yeah, it's a monster.
So, well, I thanks Chris for breaking that down. I have a DL2 lap timer. Chris got a DL, or do you have a DL? No, yeah, that's right. You can't even use it on yours. You don't have any electronics to monitor. But yeah, I mean, there's so many graphs on mine. I don't even know half of it, and I don't even, for the most part. Like, besides, I mean, hell, you've done more comparisons to show me some stuff on it than I've ever looked at.
Yeah,
I generally look at it for lap time stuff, or I mean, you can even the little app that I have on my phone, which I think I posted a video of that up on the Facebook group. Just like I think I had my lap and Chris's lap or something like that, and it just kind of, it breaks it down into like, green's accelerating and red's, decelerating, and showing where those, and it shows the mile an hour difference and stuff. So even the normal one is great info, and even at that basic level. But when you break it down like this with the graphs, you can really kind of get an idea of like where that throttle is getting picked up. So if you do have an AIM lap timer, for sure, ask and you know how to use it. If you don't know how to use it, Chris would probably be willing to help at least explain a little bit so you get to understand some stuff as well. Any of us that run AIM lap timers, which I think most of us do, for sure, we're willing to share lap data. It's pretty easy. We can send it to you through email or, Google Drive or whatever. But it's definitely great info to have if you want to look at that stuff. Once you start getting faster and trying to figure things out, some of that data can be useful to improve. Like, okay, well, I visually know kind of what's going on, but seeing it in this data format helps out a little bit more to understand things. But yeah, I mean, and Robbie No would be a great one to have from. Craig France is great.
Yeah, Steve Deshay is pretty good with data.
Yep, Steve knows. I'm talking about the actual lap data. Like Robbie's lap data would be amazing to have. I don't know if he'd be willing to share or not. I probably would. But yeah, it's very interesting to see that. And if you can get somebody who has a very similar bike, it's even better. I said, even when you're getting coached, if there's a coach that you gel with good, and they have a similar bike, it's great because the way the characteristic bike is, if let's say Dieter's on a 400, that bike, you have to run roll speed. I mean, there's just nothing about it. So if he's trying to coach somebody that's on a leader bike, let's even say like a V4 or a big lumpy twin, they have completely different characteristics. Just all leader bikes, definitely more get to the corner. You're parked in the corner, picking it up and driving out. It's a very point and shoot thing where the 400 is just, you just got to keep on the gas and roll speed. So the way you ride it's a little bit different. So it does help if somebody has a similar bike, but regardless, the data will still kind of show, especially with the lines, things like that. It's just a nice little thing to have for improvements. And so, yeah, we're going to try to do, I'm not going to do every corner like this because I think, one does not many, I mean, it's not a big corner that people struggle with a lot. 2, 3, same thing. We were just talking before we started recording. I think 4 is going to be a really, really good one to break down.
Yeah.
The carousel, obviously we just did 13, and then 12 is a good one, which we can kind of relate into 13 because what you do in 12 kind of sets you up on how you're going to enter 13.
Right.
Because if you mess up 12, you can correct it a little bit, but there's not a lot of room or time to do it. Setting up 12 correctly is, kind of need to do that in order to link those two together and get that right line on 13 as well. But so, yeah, going forward, we're going to look at 4. We're going to look at 13, or we already looked at 13. We're going to look at 4. We're going to look at carousel, and we're going to look at 12. So those are the ones we'll be doing. And then it may not be anytime soon. Just depends. We'll go through some video and data and see if we have anything that we can show. But this was one that popped up recently that we were talking about, and I thought, shit, let's do it. We'll get it set up. Chris has been awesome being able to, show all the data and explain it because I'm not very good with that stuff. But come beginning of the season, then we'll be, like I said, we'll do, because people have been asking about a full lap. And I want to be able to have that in mind, a video recording in mind, and we'll do it with, I think we'll have maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 guys running a camera, and then we'll do all the I'll put video up of all of them in one video, because some of us run a little bit different line and stuff, but we'll break down a little bit corner by corner, things that we use as visualizers for tip and point or this or that. But that's, like I said, that's something that's going to have to wait until we get more into the season, because we all need to kind of be have that in mind when we're making that video, because a lot of times, again, you're running traffic, this and that. We want to make sure we get a good clean lap to show the lines and do everything right. So outside of that, hopefully everybody enjoys this little new series. And like I said, might be a little while before we get the next one or not. Me and Chris will look at the videos and the data and stuff and see if there's something else that we can bring. Maybe 4. Maybe we might have some stuff there. I don't know. We'll look and see what we can do, but it may not be till the season starts. But if we can, we'll do another one on whatever corner we can. So hopefully everybody's enjoyed this. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you helping out with this. Like I said, you know more about the AIM software and data stuff than I do. So yeah, that's all I got. Anything you got, man? Anything you want to touch on about what we talked about or anything?
Yeah, I pulled up this picture. I don't know if you can see it.
Hold on. Let me bring the thing up. Okay, go ahead.
This picture's kind of interesting. So this is you on your Aprilia, and me behind you here in turn 13. And again, it shows that line. Like, I'm struggling to get the bike turned because I ran such a tight entry. You've already got it turned, and you're running up into that curbing, and you can see how your knee's going to come up and over, and your tire's going to almost clip that curb. Not quite, but be pretty tight. I don't even have a chance.
No, the amount of lean angle you're carrying is insane right there. So
the safety factor is completely degraded. You're not running anywhere near as much lean angle to achieve the same speed.
Right.
And so that's another really big thing with this is lines can significantly impact your safety factor.
This is true. Very true.
I've just pushed it harder and harder and harder, and eventually I'm going to end up losing the front there.
If you want to try to make time up in that corner with your particular line, let's say in a race, it's like, where can I make the time up? Where can I make the time up? And if you're like, I'm going to get on the gas a little bit sooner or whatever it is, you're going to run out of lean angle, or you're going to run out of tire, where because of that particular line. That's 100%.
It's a good defensive line, not so much for running good lap times.
Right on. Anything else,
So,
man, before we
all I got.
wrap it up? All right. Well, like I said, appreciate you coming on here and doing that. It was awesome. A lot of help. Hope everybody gets something out of this video, at least for the one corner. We can see that we broke that down a little bit. And like I said, it's not only just entering too soon. I mean, you can also be bad by entering it too late, right? So there's all these different effects. And maybe that's something that we need to do, that we can do later, and we can redo 13 by, like, exaggerating a super, super early one with data, and then a super, super late one with data to show, the differences in speed, mid-corner speed, where they're getting on the gas, the disparity in speed once we exit, all those different things. I mean, we kind of showed that with the too early of a line, but it'd be kind of cool to show it on the opposite side as well.
Yeah,
Hence
we
why
see a lot of guys in novice swinging out way, way wide there.
Yeah, and that can be good too. I've explained this to Chris on, like, there are times where somebody may be holding you up in a race or whatever, or even a track day. I've done it on track days before, like, especially on like somebody's got a faster bike, but you're just you're eating them up everywhere. But it's down the street, you're getting killed. You could take that really, really wide, turn the bike, be on the gas and driving up as they're coming off the apex. You're on the gas coming up, so you're not gonna be swinging wide like a normal line, but you'll be coming up beside them on the inside on the gas. Now you would have to be extremely close coming into that. There are some advantages to that in certain situations, but if we're talking about track day line, you want to do similar to what my line was in the graphs and the videos we showed there. But yeah, be
hey,
cool.
Ryan, let me show this, because you were just talking about it. Let me show that exact case where you run out a little wider to try to set them up coming out. And I'll only show it because you said it.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
fine.
knew I had this video. So this is Crudy on the RC8. Here I open this up big time, and then try to cut it back up underneath.
And yeah, you can see you're running up beside him, and then he eventually comes past you because it's a faster bike. But yeah, that's a pretty decent example of that. Exactly what I was saying. There's still there's still some risk to that stuff, and like I said, but there are situations where those things work. But if you're trying to do the quickest line around there, and you want to practice that good line, then you need to get on the correct line. That way you can make sure you're getting it turned and you can get on the gas as soon as possible and not run wide on exit. All those different things, and you're going to save on your lean angle. It's going to be it's safer line, and it's just a quicker line. So, but yeah, I think come spring when we get out there, we can do that with for the carousel, all those things. We can run these not so ideal lines on both ends of the spectrum, and then the good line that we would want to see on, and then have that data and the graphs to kind of back all that stuff up and show that. So I think that would be the way it is. It's which is why I'd kind of rather wait till spring to do that stuff. But if we have some video and data, we'll definitely try to get another one up for another corner. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks Chris for doing that. Appreciate it. And we'll try to get some more content up when we possibly can. So thanks guys. We'll see you later. All right. Bye.